All right, let's jump right in. No time to waste because this is a critical intelligence briefing. We're about to declassify a defense manual, and it's for you. The subject? Your own mind. And more importantly, how you can defend it. And that quote right there? That says it all. This is the core premise we're dealing with, pulled straight from the source material. And look, I know it sounds like something out of a movie, but this isn't science fiction. According to this intelligence, this is happening right now. It's our current reality.
Okay, so let's get into it. We're going to start this briefing with what's called a SITch report, a sitrep. Basically, we need to understand the lay of the land, the environment we're all operating in right this second. So who are they targeting with these neuro operations? Well, the list is pretty much everyone. Consumers, voters, civilians. But the manual is crystal clear about one thing. If you're holding a smartphone, wearing a smartwatch, using any connected device, you're on the list. You are the target.
And this is their mission. This is the whole point. And it's not just about, selling you a pair of sneakers. The goal is way bigger. It's a direct attempt to bypass your conscious, rational mind and reprogram your subconscious, all without your consent. Scary stuff.
So how do they actually pull this off? How does an attack like this even work? Well, the manual lays out a really precise 5-phase threat mechanism. Let's break down the anatomy of this attack, step by step. Okay, here's the playbook. It's a 5-step process, and each phase escalates. It all starts with a silent recon mission, spying basically. Then it moves into profiling you, creating a customized payload just for you, and then it learns from how you react. The final goal, shaping what you do. And the craziest part, it's a complete automated system. Phase 1 is what they call the data harvest. And this is the sneaky part. It's happening silently, right now, in the background. Your phone, your watch, maybe even your smart TV. They're not just tracking what you click on. They're collecting your biometric data. We're talking heart rate, where your eyes are looking, even how much you're sweating. It's constant, quiet surveillance. And just so we're clear, this isn't a sometimes thing. This data collection is running 24/7, nonstop. The intelligence is really blunt about this. The only real off switch is to physically block the sensors. So what happens to all that data they're collecting? That brings us to phase 2, neuro-mapping. An AI sifts through all your biometric reactions to build, well, the manual calls it your emotional fingerprint. It's learning exactly what makes you tick, your specific fears, what brings you joy, what makes you feel safe. It's literally creating a file on how to push your buttons. And once they have that map of your mind, we get to phase 3, the payload. This is where they deliver the attack. Using your unique emotional fingerprint, the ads and content you see are auto-tuned and personalized in milliseconds. This is so far beyond just showing you an ad for something you searched for. We're talking about tiny adjustments to content designed to match your specific brain chemistry, to slip right past your rational mind. Just look at the difference here. A normal ad has some generic color palette. A neuro-targeted ad? It adjusts the colors based on your mood. A standard sound pitch gets optimized for your brain. Pacing that's usually one size fits all, suddenly it's synced to your actual heart rate. This is manipulation on a level that's totally invisible. And then the final 2 phases, this is where they close the loop. Phase 4 is the feedback loop. The AI watches your subconscious reactions and learns from them, so the next attack is even stronger. And all of that leads to the end game, phase 5, behavior shaping. Over time, little by little, your preferences get nudged, they get shifted, until you actually believe these new choices, these new beliefs, were your own idea from the very beginning. Okay, I know that was a lot. That's the threat analysis, and it's pretty heavy stuff. But look, knowing the threat is the first step to building a defense. So now we're going to pivot. We're shifting from the threat to empowerment. This next section is your defense manual. We're talking real, actionable things you can do right now. All right, let's get these countermeasures engaged. The whole point of this isn't to make you paranoid. It's about operating with awareness. It's about having a clear strategy for defense. First step, tactic A, sensor suppression. Think of this as physical defense. You've got to deny the system its data. So, put a piece of tape over your webcam, mute your mic when you're not on a call, go into your smartwatch settings and turn off that continuous heart rate tracking. And if you have a VR or AR headset, be super, super careful about what permissions you grant. Okay, tactic B, data route disruption. It's simple, really. If your data can't phone home, it can't be used against you. So start using privacy-focused browsers like Firefox or Brave. If you're a bit more tech-savvy, something like a Pi-hole can block trackers for your whole network. But here's an easy one everyone should do. Go into your phone settings, Google or Apple, and turn off ad personalization. Do it today.
And finally, tactic C is called signature confusion. See that profiling AI? It loves predictable patterns. So the solution? Be unpredictable. Mix things up. Intentionally change your online habits every once in a while. Use your apps in a different order. Maybe use one web browser for work and a totally different one for your personal stuff. You're basically creating static, a bunch of noise and false signals that makes your emotional fingerprint way harder for the AI to pin down.
This brings us to a core rule of engagement from the manual, and it's a big one. You have to treat every single connected device like it's a potential sensor on this new battlefield. Your phone, your watch, your TV, even your car, they're all potential listening posts. Your best armor is vigilance. And that brings us to the final section. We've gone over the threat, we've gone over the defense, but now let's talk about the end game. What's really at stake here? Because this is about so much more than just privacy or getting weird ads. Look, this neurotech, it's a double-edged sword. It could lead to two very different futures. The exact same tools we've been talking about, the ones used for control, could also be used for incredible healing, to treat trauma, PTSD, to really boost mental health. The tech itself isn't inherently evil. The real question, the real stakes, are about who gets to use it and for what purpose. To heal people or to turn our free will into programmable code. Which all comes back to the final, and I think most powerful message from the Neuro-Shield manual. You are not helpless in this fight. Not at all. You are the primary defender of your own mind. When you use the countermeasures we just talked about, you're taking back control. You're asserting authority over your own information. And as the manual says, you control your data, you control the battlefield. And really, that's the bottom line. That's where this briefing ends, and your personal mission begins. The whole goal of these neuro operations is to take your free will and turn it into something predictable, something they can program. So I'll leave you with this one question. Are you going to let them?